The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. If you or anyone you know might be interested in making a television show, please call 260-421-1250. Access Fort Wayne is a department of the Allen County Public Library.
I swear, like the shadow.
We were just randomly walking down the street and just saw her. I should turn it. Welcome to the Jeff Landis Show. I am your host, Jeff Landis. This show is dedicated to my friend, Connie Temez. So the show goes out to you. And this show is with my teacher, Mr. Stringfellow, and Sean Armstrong is my co-host. So this show is dedicated to my good friend, Consuelo Temez. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Jeff Landis Show.
You still have a show? No, I'm kidding.
I know, right? Surprisingly, right? Who's Jeff Landis? Who's that? I've never heard of him. As a matter of fact, he's a piece of crap. No, I'm just kidding. But today we're doing the Jeff Landis Show. I know before when I did the 32-year anniversary show, I said I'm done. I won't do any more shows. So I'm gonna give you a little basis on why and how the show that we're doing today happened. So I ended up going online looking for my old middle school teacher. And I was like, it would be cool to have you part of the show because he was part of the show back in 1994, 95, around that era. And I was like, why don't I have him do like a quick, like a video off Facebook or something like that and send it to me? He's like, do you want to do it in person or do you want to do it over the online? I was like, you sure about the in-person thing? Because I was like, if he comes here in person, he does a 5-minute video, it's just a waste of time. So
I know, I get tired of his voice too.
I know. So
Exactly.
I was like, why don't we just do like a half-hour show, but now it's going to be an hour show. So it's going to be an hour show.
All right.
So my special guest this evening, before I introduce my special guest, my co-host is Sean Armstrong. Sean Armstrong, how's it going?
Good.
Sorry to say to you about hearing my voice. I know it's
Yeah,
raspy.
exactly. That's how I feel too.
But my special guest this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is Roland Stringfellow, a.k.a. Mr. Stringfellow. I still call him Mr. Stringfellow because, again, when you're so used to calling a teacher by Mr. So, yeah, again, I appreciate you coming down here all the way from
Indeed.
Detroit. It's crazy.
Yes. I think when we all cross the age of 40 at least, probably 30, you can start using first names, so it's fine.
I don't know. I just...
It's still a habit though because,
it's a thing of respect, too. Again, like I said, because it's crazy when I first moved to Fort Wayne because I got in trouble back. I think I told you the whole story. You know the whole story. I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember the story, but I remember
Arson.
I remember when you came.
Yeah.
So.
Arson.
I got in trouble for arson.
Yeah.
And I moved to Fort Wayne from my grandma's to my mom's. Man, at first I was like, man, I'm going to hate Fort Wayne. I'm really, really going to hate Fort Wayne.
And Fort Wayne's the best thing that happened to you. Huh?
Yes, and like I said, I think fate or a blessing happened because, again, I started doing TV.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I was like, man, I'm going to hate Fort Wayne. But then
Yeah, but TV saved your life, though.
TV did. And, I know I wasn't the best student around. I know I put you through heck and back, and I was mean.
But you know what? I'm proud of you both. And let me begin with Sean, and then I'm going to go with Jeff.
That's fine.
Because I remember when you guys were in school, you were just wrestling fanatics. That's all you talked about. That's all you talked about. And the fact that you followed your passion. There are so many people out there
that
who
doesn't
don't.
follow, yes.
Or they end up doing a job that they just despise it's just a paycheck and that's all it is. And again, the fact that you have done that, I am sorry that you're in this chair, though. I mean, you
It's
told
part of
me.
life.
Well, and even as you told me about your accident, you even told me the details. But it's like, well, yeah, that you got injured doing what you love.
Yeah.
So,
Put the body through hell, though.
my goodness gracious, my goodness. And then this gentleman here, not only wrestling, but the fact that we were in middle school, I was your teacher, and when you told me this is what you wanted to do, I have to admit, Jeff, I'm like, well, it'll be a good hobby.
Yeah.
Go for it. I was never discouraging, but, television show host, and what you were like 13, 14 at the time?
Yeah.
13-year-old kid. And it's like, I'm going to be a talk show host. I'm like, good luck. Good
I'm
luck.
still in for that Boys and Men little.
Well, and now, 33 years later.
Yeah.
33 years later, and you were in the
And
Fort
still
Wayne,
part of wrestling.
history book and under media. And because, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the longest running show?
One
In
of
Fort Wayne?
one of the longest ones. I know there's Uncle Ducky, which I'll be helping him out later on as another character.
Okay.
And then there's been a couple of people that's passed away that's been doing it longer than I have. But I am in a bracket of one of the top
Yes.
longest running
Yes,
shows.
yes. So again, talk about following your passion and having a dream and a vision for yourself. And you have accomplished so many things that a lot of people have not. So when you reached out to me and said you were wrapping things up, and Detroit is only 2.5 hours away, so I'm like, absolutely, I'm going to come and I want to be a part of this in person.
Don't believe it.
And just not to be in on a recorded message, just to wanted to be here to support you and tell you both how proud I am of you.
You get me? It wasn't easy. It's not an easy ride. It still isn't. I mean, it's hard. And the thing about being at Geyer, like I said, I didn't like the school at first, but then after a while, me and Sean became best friends. We were running wrestling shows together. We were doing a lot of wrestling stuff together.
Tag team.
It was your class that we actually became good friends, because I know at first when I first started, my enemy was Bobby Quinn. I don't know if you remember.
I
that.
remember
Yes.
Bobby.
Because I was
Bobby.
always chasing after him, and then
Yes.
and there's one time where you took me to my house so you could talk to my mom. I said, we had some good times. Like I said, I'm not trying to bring up not all the bad times, but I remember I walked by this place all the time. This guy had me in legit tears because, like I said, I was bad. I was a bad student back
No,
then.
it wasn't.
And so he went to Anthony's Career Center. He went to go pick up something. Oh, by the way, you're coming here. So I ended up breaking down and crying. I was like, I don't want to go here. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I don't remember that.
But
part.
yeah, this guy had me in tears because I was like, man, I don't. But yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, again, so I'm going to be showing this segment to some of my good friends, and like I said, this has been over 30 years.
Yeah.
So
32.
how did you get to the place where you knew this is what you wanted to do? How did you take those steps?
Well, when I was younger, of course, I wanted to be on TV and do some with wrestling or entertainment, something. I wanted to sing at first, but my singing wasn't the greatest. But I was like, you know what? The thing that got me the most, too, because, again, I was just a kid having fun, and I didn't realize I had a following because I'd be out in public and people would stop me. Oh, Jeff, you do a good job. Or I've had some negative comments like, oh, Jeff, you suck. And there's been comments where I'm like, all right, I'm done. Or just when people would come up to me, it's like, man, I really made an effect on a lot of people. And I didn't think I did. And then still to this day, I don't. People are like, you inspire me and stuff like that. I'm like, how? And I don't think I do. I'm just being me.
That's like we went to the base weekend with 26. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Like, do you know everybody around here, bro?
Oh, we went to the baseball game, yeah. And it's the people that drove me to doing this, because, again, if they didn't like it or watch it, I would have been like, oh, whatever. And I've got a lot of hate comments. People told me I should die. People tell me that, I suck and all kinds of stuff. I've been shot at once. All because I just like to entertain people. I mean, granted, I know I wasn't the nicest person sometimes doing TV, because, again, as a teenager doing a TV show, you think you're on top of the... Well, as a teenager, you think on top of the world no matter what you do.
Yes. Well, I mean, you are a local celebrity, so that does not surprise me that you would go out. But you have to go back to the story. You were shot at once? What was
Yeah.
that about?
I was just going with my friends, and we were walking, and somebody had a BB gun, and they shot at me.
Oh, my
in public.
goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm either.
What was it, random or was it intentional?
I don't know. But
Okay.
I just was
It's
like,
Jeff. It's probably intentional.
so I was like, man. Again, like I said, I was very, very hated when I first started because I was a butt. Sorry, I know you're
Yeah,
No,
but
you're fine. You're
it's
fine.
not
you're
because
fine.
of that. It's because they wanted to be like you, and they didn't know how to start their own show. Guaranteed.
But
I know. I feel the same way about him too.
it's just the passion that drove me to do it. And people tell me that if they didn't tell me, hey, you're doing a good job, I would have stopped.
She's telling you how she feels
yeah,
too.
Yeah. Well, again, just great inspiration over all the years and the longevity that you have. If you weren't doing something that made a difference and that people really wanted, you would not have made it, this far.
Correct.
And the fact that you have says, when people talk about you have the it factor, you have it.
Thank you.
You have it.
And I don't see it, but hey, where
Well-
is it? But I don't think I think it's because it's coming from me. I'm just like me being me. Again, like I said, I just love entertaining people, and I'm a nice person. It's crazy. It takes one bad thing to happen to somebody for life
Yeah.
changes. So again,
Yeah.
I'm humble. And like what you're saying now, it means a lot to me. When I made the 4-Wayne history book, here's a story. You remember Congressman Mark Souder?
Yeah, of course.
It was his book.
Okay. No.
It's him, Melissa
Okay.
Long, and Heather Heron. So I was taking a bus because I work over here at Copper Spoon, this bar and
Yeah,
restaurant
yeah,
down
yeah,
here,
yeah.
which I made Employee of the Month.
I
Sorry.
saw that.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up.
Congratulations for that.
Thank
yeah.
you. It shocked me because I've been there for 7 years, and I'm going through some personal
A
stuff.
lot of kissing.
I was having some personal issues going down with my kids and stuff like that, and I was just feeling down. And I thought I was doing a bad job. But anyways, about that, I don't want to get too personal. I don't want to get too emotional about that. But I was just getting off the bus, and Mark Souder was like, by the way, you're a footnote in my book. And I literally was walking down the street like a block away from my job. I'm like, do I have to go to work right now? Do I? So I started crying walking to work, and then next thing you know, I go inside my job. There's a whole bunch of dishes all over the thing. I'm like, man, I could have just called off. But you know how it is. You had to rough it up. But again, I didn't think I'd ever make a history book.
So how did Mark Souder, again, how did you even get on Mark Souder's radar?
Well, okay, so I'm a part of this is another thing that's also cool about being part of Fort Wayne history,
Yeah.
is that one of the guys of greatest memories of Fort Wayne, Tom Fritz Water, he's like posted something about me on the Fort Wayne history page at one time, and he hit me up. He's like, by the way, do you want to be an administrator for the Fort Wayne history page too? And I'm like, oh wow. So again, talking to Mark Souder, and Mark Souder was doing some shows down here. We linked up. I got a picture with him. I wish I could find it somewhere, but we took a picture together. And I was Facebook friends with him, and he's like, by the way, your footnote in my. I was like, wow. So Mark Souder is a huge. That
Yes.
just shocked me. I'm like, I never thought
Yes.
I'd be in a history book.
Yes. Well, again, all the years that you have done this and all the great people you've met. So the thing that you showed me a couple of weeks ago that blew me away was you had some of your idols record intro,
Yeah.
parts for it. So how did that happen?
So they got a thing on where you can pay for it called Cameo, and you could like pretty much tell them what you want to say. And of course, you know me with my mind, my creative mind.
So why don't you tell everybody who they are?
Boys to Men. I had two members of Boys to Men on, and so what I did is I was like, because during the whole COVID era, I call it the COVID era. I was like, we need to shake some things. You were a part of this. You remember you were part of this part too. Or the
I
whole,
don't, but
Oh, I did a whole shake. I was like, I'm gonna sell Landis Entertainment and its catalog.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything. So I was like, how could I shake it up? So again, just going with the flow with it, because everyone's like, well, why would you want to sell your stuff? Nobody's gonna buy your stuff. People pretty much. I found out other people were haters, were saying that nobody's gonna buy your stuff. It's not worth anything, and et cetera, et cetera.
I do remember that.
And I was telling Sean what I was doing, and Sean was like one of the bidders. And then I was like, you know what? It's the 4th of July. I've got some extra money in my pocket. So why don't I just have one of the Boys to Men members say, hey, I'm one of your Boys to Men. I'm the new owner of Landis Entertainment. I said, I'm just kidding. And, just threw people off. So that was the first one. I was like, that would actually throw people off he actually got a member of Boys to Men on. And then the second one is I got some more money. And again, they weren't cheap. But I was like, Why don't I have one of them just do an intro for the show and sing my favorite song, a part of my favorite song? He did like a 2 minute, and it said, "Ladies and gentlemen, your host and producer of Dos Landis, Mr. Jeff Landis," and that was my opening for freaking couple years.
All right.
So the creativity is like, there you go. So it cost some money, but again, that's how it came across.
Yeah. But the fact that you took the risk, you both are risk takers.
Oh, yeah.
And you both don't mind following your dreams. And I think if there's a lesson to be learned, particularly for your audience and your following and those who you have also impacted as well through your sport, is that it says a lot to don't be afraid and don't always say I can't. Why not? Throw it out there, see what comes back, and you both have done that.
That's
you
true.
both have done that. And yes, has life been perfect? No.
Oh, no.
However, do you regret, your choices? Do you regret, where you are? Because again, look at you now. And, you guys have had a friendship that has lasted,
33.
Yeah, but it's been up and down.
For as long as this show's been going.
We've pretty much stabbed each other in the back. We've had people talk. No, because people would sit there and go in Sean's ear and my ear and pretty much turn us against each other. But at the end of the day, we're still best friends.
We're still brothers.
It's never gonna break a bond. And again, thanks to you because being in your classroom. Now, speaking of the whole thing about Boys to Men, so
Sure.
I don't know if you remember this or not. I know we kind of talked about it vaguely, but so I was a big Boys to Men fan, and I got a concert ticket to go see them, and it's right here. Well, this is a mock of it because I lost it. Wesley and Rose got a copy of it for me. Because mine was all faded and stuff like that, and I was going online. I was even trying to look on eBay to find out if I can get an actual ticket. I'd buy it because hey, I went to this concert. Well, they made a copy of it because one of my friends had a copy of it. So I had a detention. I think it was the day of the concert, and Mr. Stringfellow knew that I wanted to go really, really bad, and I went. The next thing you know, in the morning. Oh, by the way, Jeff, you got, I think it was 50 or 100 sentences. I was something about not Boys to Men concert, and I did it right in front of the whole class.
Oh my goodness! Well, I must have been a horrible teacher at that point.
No,
So
you're trying to teach me. You're trying to teach me a lesson, but again, that.
Well, who knows what it was, but why I would have made you stand before the class? It must have been something really horrific for me to have done that. So.
Same example.
Yeah, and he did. I wrote a lot of sentences on that board. And
I can admit I did that too.
And I remember too. Every Friday, I don't know if you remember this or not either, you used to do like special quizzes for certain things. You'd be like, who was the first president or something like that. And then one day I had it to where you're like, what was Jeff Landis, what's my name on my show? Because some of the kids didn't know it. I mean, they knew it was on TV. And then I told one of the students, Mr. Stringfellow, I was like, I guarantee you're going to tell one of these two girls that were in the class, Kelly and Jamie Burnett. I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah, the twins. Yes.
Yeah, and Mr. Stringfellow was like, I bet you're going to tell the twins. I don't know if you remember that either, but
because you had a crush on with both or one.
Both.
I think it was both. I think we all.
We both did. They lived on D-Wald.
Yeah, I think we both did. But I remember Mr. Stringfellow was like, "You're gonna tell the twins, aren't you?" I didn't tell the twins, but I told Tim Fancher. If you remember Tim.
I remember Tim.
Yeah, we're gonna do a name association after we're done with that. Again, we are totally not going by script. There's no script at all. We are going how we are.
But yes, I do remember that.
Yes. And I remember you took us on a field trip to a, what was it? We went to the Shrine Circus. Do you remember that too?
I do remember that.
And Miss,
I do not.
what was that? Your substitute teacher, not substitute teacher, but your aide that you had.
Miss Brademeyer.
Yeah, Miss Brademeyer. I haven't talked
I
to her.
remember that name.
I didn't remember her name, but I haven't talked to her in forever. Is she still around?
You know what? And I've lost touch. I don't know. I don't know if she is or not. Nancy Brademeyer. So if anyone knows of Nancy Brademeyer, let us know.
I also remember Miss Johnson.
Yeah, the co-teacher. The trip that I remember the most with with your class was when you guys were in the 8th grade. You, in a sense, had graduated. Were graduating, And everyone got dressed up, and we took you guys to back when the old Southtown Mall, which is no more,
Oh my
was
God.
there, and it was the Old Country Buffet.
Okay, I
Yes,
do
I
remember that.
remember
I do
that.
remember that. Yeah.
And you guys looked fantastic during that time.
I wish we had
And-
cell phones back that time. It'd be cool to see
yeah,
things.
yeah. And I just remember because it was like our version of your graduation. And what your audience may not know is I had the pleasure, and it really was a pleasure, to have you guys. Well, you came later because you
Yeah.
moved, but 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade.
Yeah, I came in 8th grade.
Yeah, okay. Yep. And so, so that particular class, was very, very special to me, very close, and having that. And I've not had that type of rapport with any other class, but that one, that was very special. And that's where I can still see how proud you guys were on that day, and I was so very proud of you guys. And
It's only because we was there.
and Jeff, really, I just had you for that 1 year, huh?
Yeah, because
Wow.
Because
Okay.
I
It
was,
seemed like it was longer than
no,
that.
because
though.
6th and 7th I was in New Haven Middle School, and then I
But
came
I'm
in.
just saying, it seems
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
was longer than that.
I know, it was crazy. Back in '94, because I remember how I came in there, and
I think we went to Washington D.C. that year.
I didn't go to that. I wasn't at. No, that was.
You went with us.
That
I
was.
did,
That's
and I
probably-
also went to Canada
Okay.
in the
okay.
7th grade.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, see, I wasn't there for that.
Did I take you guys? I took you guys to Canada too.
You
Was that
and
someone else?
there was a couple more teachers that went.
Okay.
Mr. Stahl went.
Yeah, we did a lot. We did, but the DC trip, I do remember that.
Yeah, because we
and,
met Shelley Long there on the stairs of the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
Took a picture,
Okay.
and she signed it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't there.
Shelley Long,
Yeah,
the
her-
actress, or is this a politician?
It was a politician.
Um.
Last name was Long, I know.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out. Jill.
Jill Long.
Jill Long.
there you go.
Jill Long.
I was about to
Yes.
say Melissa Long, but she was.
Yeah, Jill Long. That yes.
Yep, she signed it there at the Capitol stairs. She signed every single picture.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
That
I
is
wasn't
cool.
there those years, man. That would have been cool if I would have, but again, I was so afraid to come in a Geyer and everything. I was like, man, what's Sprawling going to be like? And am I going to make any friends? Again, like I said, I said this is life changing. But again, it's time to ask you questions.
Sure.
So, you come from being a teacher to a preacher
I
or
know.
a pastor.
Yeah.
So, what made you change your mind, and when did you do it? Because again, I didn't know anything about you being.
Right, of being a pastor.
Well, I
Yeah.
knew about it when I was in Tennessee, but I didn't ask why because it wasn't my,
Yeah.
business. So
No, I have always been a pastor and a teacher. I'm not a teacher now, but when I had you guys, I was the assistant pastor at the Southern Heights Baptist Church, which is
think I remember
on
that.
Anthony
Yes.
and Rudersville. And that's the church I grew up in. And then went away to college in Indiana University and studied education, so I was going to be a teacher, but I was very active with the church. And so started at Geyer. That was my first teaching gig for Fort Wayne Community, and which is now Tolles Middle School. People remember, what is Geyer? So that used to be the
isn't
old
a
Tolles.
Montessori or
I think so. I left before the name was changed and it turned around, but it was Geyer back then. In fact, the other interesting thing was I was a student at Geyer.
Oh, I didn't know.
down.
So
I don't
you're
think
born
you
and raised
guys
in Fort
knew
Wayne
that.
then?
Yeah. Yep. And
I know.
many of the teachers you talked about Mr. Stahl.
Yep.
Mr. Stahl was my gym teacher as well. So you guys remember Mr. Jordan, the art teacher?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was my teacher, and I could probably go down. The only other name that you may remember is Mr. Gerwig. I don't know if you
Yes.
Jerry, I think it was.
Yes,
was-
Jerry
yeah.
Gerwig. He was
Yep.
a science teacher. So he was my 6th grade science teacher.
That's
Wow.
so cool.
I returned to the school as a teacher myself, and it was also a pastor. And while I was teaching, I went to school at a seminary not too far from Fort Wayne called Grace Theological School. It's in Winona Lake, which is not quite to South Bend, but you're heading out on 30 west. And got a degree. And then after
Yeah, I know.
you guys had left, and I actually was the year 2003, I decided to make ministry my full-time profession. Wow. So I left my job at Geyer and sold my house and said goodbye to my family, and then went to California, which is Berkeley, California. The largest city next to Berkeley is San Francisco.
Yep.
So it's on the other side of the
Berkeley
bridge.
University.
Yeah. So Berkeley, Oakland, and San Francisco. So I was there for 3 years and got my professional ministry degree. So that's when I became ordained. You've heard of ordained
Yes.
ministers. So I was not ordained before. What are you pointing at yourself for?
I am.
You're an ordained minister?
Yes.
Okay, we got to hear about that one too. Sean being okay.
I did it where I could marry people.
Okay, well, I got to hear this story.
It was a dare.
Okay. I want to hear this story. I need to hear this story.
It's open forum, you know that.
Yeah. So then I lived in California initially for 3 years, and then became a pastor in Sacramento, California, and then came back to Fort Wayne, and because I couldn't find a job initially as a pastor, so I came back to Fort Wayne Community and taught at Black Hawk Middle School.
I never knew that.
Yep, I did that for I think 2 years. Then I was at Bloomingdale Elementary.
My
And
son
I did
went
that
there,
for a
actually.
year. And then while I was still working, a ministry job in California opened up. So I went back to California, lived there for 8 years. And then there was a position in Detroit. So I left California. California just became so expensive. I mean, it's even more expensive now. But I left in 2013. And a lot of friends of mine who were teachers. Oh, I'm sorry. While I was in California, I also worked at Berkeley High School, Berkeley, California High School. It's the largest high school in the state. It's like a small college campuses. And so I was a guidance counselor there. And then I got promoted and I was the vice principal. So I was the vice principal for just a year. Just a year.
It definitely had to be different from being a teacher.
But did you like being vice principal compared to teacher?
I did. I really enjoyed it. And but at the same time, I just got ordained, and there was this church in Sacramento. So I ended up not staying with the school and going to Sacramento to live. And I did that again, just a year. I was there. It's called an interim pastor. I was a temporary pastor as they were looking for their permanent pastor. So then from there, I came back to Indiana, then went back to California, was there for a while, and then Detroit opened up. And I've been at my congregation, which is called Metropolitan Community Church of Detroit, and I've been there for 12 years. Wow. 12 years.
Long time.
So that's all. So I was a minister, but I have a secondary job. I'm a case manager for senior citizens.
Okay, because I remember talking about doing an interview a little bit later when you did that.
Yeah. So I have a lot of jobs and a lot of lifetimes. So you guys have been a part of that lifetime
Like an
that I have.
Asian homie.
But I've been in different places and done different things. So.
Wow, that's crazy. Because again, like I said, I've always respected you, and I always looked at you as my favorite teachers. I mean, we've all had all kinds of teachers, but again, you're the one that stuck out in my mind. Again, like I said,
always.
Like I said, Fort Wayne, like I said, I was like, man, I'm not gonna like this place again. I had you as my teacher again. Like I said, I know I was a jerk as a kid, but again, we are like that way. But again, you're just that one teacher that always stuck out in my head.
Yeah, well, and you guys were kids. You guys were, 13, 14. I think you guys left when you were 14, but you know, when you're teachers, you have to expect kid things from kids.
Yeah.
I
And that's
know.
right. That's right.
I
Tell
was just
'em.
glad that you remembered me, because again, I was like,
Oh.
because again, sometimes if you send a friend request to somebody, you're like, oh, I don't really want to accept it. So in my head, I was like looking at the, add friend. I was like, should I even risk it, or should I even try it? Because again, some people, they won't accept their friend request. So
Well, I
I'm
hit
like,
him up in Tennessee. I didn't think he remembered who I was because I didn't use,
yeah,
Sean Shannon.
yeah.
It was Sean Armstrong.
Right. Right.
And I'm like,
right,
do you
right.
know who this is? He's like, waited a minute. I'm like, he thought about it. Yes, I do. I'm like, cool.
Because again, as you being a teacher and you've seen so many people throughout your life, not only a teacher but also being a pastor. So I was like, will you remember? Will you be like, oh, it's just one of my students I don't want to really talk to, or because as you get people like that, then when we started talking, I was like, do you remember me? We started talking. I was talking about the shows. And again, I didn't want to blow up your inbox because again, it's been forever. I'm like, man, I just really want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, the idea for my last show, which would be, again, like I said, I say this could be my semi-last show before my last show again.
Yeah, heard that before.
Again, you never know, because like I said, this is worth definitely coming back to do a show for.
Yes.
That's like, we have to do this.
So let me ask. So I know you're supposed to be asking me questions, but I want to know. So what made you decide that, now is the time to hang this up?
Well, doing a TV show is not that easy, because sometimes you got to worry about being dependable people for editing, for directing, and stuff like that too. And again, it's so much time it takes up, and it's like, it just time for me. I was like, I got to go out with my last wrestling match too,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have my last wrestling match December 2nd.
Okay.
And I'm hoping if everything goes right with this Boys to Men interview, I'm gonna do a 2-day event where
Okay.
I'll interview them for the first day and second day. I do it that way.
Yeah.
So I still got to hit up their for the press passes, the place, because I haven't heard from their agent. So again, like I said, I learned how to do this stuff too. I was like, you know what? Because in order to do celebrities, you have to go through agents and stuff like that too. I think Sean remembers when I was younger. This was back in Southside. After we left Geyer, they had a wrestling show in Fort Wayne, and I was like, I got to get an interview with the owner of WWF at the time. Of course, I was a kid. I didn't think, oh, you have to go to offices and stuff like that too. So I was like, all right, I'll
Yeah,
just
but
take.
just think of the wrestlers we interviewed.
Yeah, that's true. And looking at it now, it's like, wow, that's crazy. So again, there I was trying to come in and get an interview. Like, you need to talk to the front offices and stuff like that. And I was like, everyone's like, why don't you just go to the people? I mean, some people will, if they have, doing conventions, you can go up to them and ask them. But you have to go through hula hoops in order to get to agents and stuff like that too. So the hardest one was
I don't know if you heard the story, but we was back at the back gate where the wrestlers walk in, and we seen Jack Doan, our referee. He invited us inside to help set up the ring.
Okay.
Then asked us to run the ropes. And he's kind of shocked that we knew how to run the ropes. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, indeed.
So we got to do what other people out back didn't get to do.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
I just wish we had a cell phone back then, because I was like,
Right.
I was like, just let us come out here and shout here for a little bit in front of the ring where people come in to see us, because we were like, you know what, we told you.
That's right.
And again, if we had a cell phone, we had proof that we were in the ring. But again,
Right.
you tell people, some people be like, no, you're just making up lies. Like, no, because
I know.
that was awesome.
So Jeff, let me ask. You said in December will be your last wrestling.
No.
Are you actually wrestling, or are you going to be refereeing?
I'm doing my last wrestling match.
You're going to be
So,
actually wrestling yourself.
yeah, I'll be wrestling.
Wow.
My boys are either an opponent to be named.
No, he's not.
Well, Sean
retired.
wants to do a match too, but again, we'll have to go with the flow with that, see how that goes.
I'm working on it.
But it depends on, because again, wrestling has always been my thing. And I was like, I just got my last match in the ring.
Yeah. Well, I'm not making that up. Didn't you used to referee?
Yes.
I still do.
Yeah. Okay.
So I still referee here and there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that with us doing wrestling and stuff like that, we didn't realize that, because I was a horrible wrestler. I wasn't the greatest wrestler around. And then somebody no-showed at a wrestling show in Marion. They're like, can you referee? So again, I didn't have any professional training. Just when we did our backyard wrestling days. Okay, it'd be simple, easy. But again, it's a lot more. then I became a referee. I was a better referee than I was a wrestler. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I got to have my last ever match in the ring.
Okay.
I've already got the whole show written out. I just got to get that one set of doing that match.
You reminded me during those early days of the Jeff Landis show, and you talked about the backyard wrestling. Was that a separate show, or was that the Jeff
Yes.
Landis show as well?
It was a separate show because what we did is we moved on from the Jeff Landis show, and then me and Sean, I think it was actually your class. No, it was Southside that we did it, or your class. I don't remember. But we were like, you know what? Because McFoley was doing the whole thing. I was like, we don't have money for a wrestling ring, so why don't we? I've got TV cameras. Why don't we just have our own little
Well, we
backyard?
talked about it
Yeah,
in lunch during
guys.
Glider times.
Yeah,
But we didn't do it till the following year.
yeah, because we weren't sure. Like, well, is this gonna turn
We're
out
not sure
good?
how many people would actually do it. So
And then
we
that
finally got people to agree, and
that
that's how it started.
that blew up on its own entity too.
Yeah.
Like it legit was everywhere. We were on the news stations, 21 Alive,
I
33,
remember. I remember.
newspapers. It's like,
we even had independent guys come and say, "Do you want to train
yeah,
to do wrestling shows?" So he went to Bern, Indiana, and got trained.
yeah. And it's just crazy on how that turned out too. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. Well, and again, going back to the whole, following your dream. I remember when you guys did that, and then I kind of caught on. Then it seemed like I from there heard about all these other people doing, all these other fellas doing, wrestling matches in the backyard and everything else. I'm not saying that you guys were the first, but you were on to something.
yeah,
Going back to what I said earlier about the it.
yeah.
So that you had it. You had it. So yeah.
Yeah, we didn't realize it was make a big trend here in Fort Wayne because again we were just doing the whole wrestling stuff. And we're like, okay, we'll just do it this way. Next thing you know,
Go.
it blew up really big. Like I said, we were all even on Wish TV in Indianapolis. So it's like people were still talking about the backyard wrestling shows back in the day. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And again, like I said, if you were to ask me, because I'm sure you're probably end up asking me what are my favorite shows I've done.
Yes.
Well, for one is the wrestling is number one. Everybody remembers that. And two is, I don't even know this or not, I interviewed celebrities for like 6 years, like 6 seasons.
Like.
Danny Trejo,
Okay.
if you remember him.
Yes.
Lita Ford. Jack Russell's Great White. Do you remember them?
Yes.
Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Ron Jeremy. I'm sure you remember Ron Jeremy.
And Jack White is from Detroit.
Yeah. Let's see. There was professional wrestlers, Eric Bischoff, Jake the Snake Roberts.
That list goes on and on.
Yeah,
and
there's
on.
just so again, if you'd ask me, my two favorite shows again, no disrespect to the Jeff Landis show, I love that show. I love doing talk shows too because it's just me being me. But then if you ask me, my two favorite ones would be those.
Okay.
The most show that people liked a lot, but again, I didn't really because I've done it all. For a while after I got divorced with my kids' mom, I ended up doing a reality show called Outlandish Reality. Now, when we did the reality show, I don't know if you know this or not, Sean, it was one of those reality shows that was no scripts, no nothing, just how daily life was. So I was on there going through a divorce, crying about my kids and stuff like that too. But that was the hardest show I've ever done, doing a real reality show.
You're still a crybaby, so what's the matter?
Hey, no. But yeah, just doing that. It's
Yeah.
my two favorite shows. Again, like I said, I love doing a talk show too, but I said everybody remembers the wrestling and the singing too, when I was singing.
Oh my God, I forgot about the singing, but you reminded me. Yes. So, okay, go back. So, how many total shows have you produced?
Oh my God.
Not individual shows, but like separate, like the Jeff Landis show, the wrestling, Outlandish. Or Outlandish.
Yeah, Outlandish.
lot.
Oh, I don't know, man, because one of the program directors was asking, how many episodes have you done total? I'm like, I don't know. And then there's some lost footage that I don't know where it's at as well. And so a lot.
So for the Jeff Landis show, how frequent does it come on? How often do you? Because it's not weekly, is it?
I have a weekly time slot still.
Okay, so it comes on weekly.
Yeah, I'm on every Monday at 10 o'clock.
All right.
On Comcast, and then on my YouTube channel, I'm on whenever. I just,
Yep.
if I, say for instance, if I do an interview with you real quick
Yep.
on my Facebook or something like that, do it that way.
Okay.
And then I can put it on my YouTube channel. But I know when I first started, I was on Thursdays and stuff.
Tell them you're on a show. Tell them to hang up.
No, leave it home.
All right. But yeah, again, just doing
Yep.
the shows is awesome. But doing a Jeff Landis show, I do it every once in a while. I do like a pop up Jeff Landis show. here
Yeah,
and there, 'cause
yeah,
again,
yeah. Well, fantastic.
like I said, there's different names. Like I said, the wrestling show is called Mayhem and stuff like that. Too,
Okay,
So.
okay, okay, okay. Well,
But I
good.
told Jeff by the time I'm 55, one more match, and I was with him. So my brother in Boston's gonna help me
Okay,
get
so
the legs.
so explain to me, my dear friend, because you're in a chair, but you're gonna still continue to wrestle.
One match.
One more match. Okay. Now, do you have spinal issues? Is that it, or?
Knees and lower back.
Okay.
I got a herniated disc in my lower back.
So, is this the wisest thing you should be doing and considering?
Yes,
Why?
because I feel like I started with him,
Yes.
and I want to finish my last match.
But we don't want
with
you
him.
to be finished either.
It's not what you want; it's what
Okay,
I want.
Okay. All right.
But
I stand
I feel
corrected.
like we started this together,
Mm-hmm.
and when I get to Boston, I'm with there about a year and a half.
Okay.
So once I get my legs motivated again, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been in this since 2018.
I think so,
chair.
yeah.
Yeah, so once I get the moon again, I want one more match with him.
I guess you say it's that long lost fraternity
Well,
brother.
it's
type
not
deal.
that. We started together. I just want to end it
Okay.
together.
Okay.
Because we've had one match together where it was, you know, with Dick the Bruiser junior
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we didn't do our job that match. It could have been better.
Okay.
And I feel like one last match before I'm 55. And I want to get in that shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to get the legs motivated. I want to get the back situated. So,
Okay. Okay.
So
but we'll send you an invite.
All right.
as God's will is what they say. So yeah, that could be possible. Like I said, we're playing it by ear. I even that outfit because I got another outfit made. We were talking about that before we came on air. That I was like, because before I was representing everything about New Haven. I was like, I'll wear this New Haven outfit for my last match, but I was like, I got to do Southside colors. And of course, my high school crush called in on the show back in '99, and she ended up liking the thing I posted again because you can post some old stuff on TV and on Facebook. Well, I know I'm married now, but again, this is. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without saying anything wrong.
Wait, you're married? No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
but she liked that when she called in on the show. She liked it on Facebook, and I was like, all right. She talked about Southside and stuff. I was like, I gotta start representing Southside. So she inspired me to get the whole hot stuff Jeff Landis made and
Nice.
Southside colors, and I was like, all right, I gotta represent Southside. So
That's fantastic. It would be good to ask your audience. You kind of wonder who's been your longest follower. That would be good to know. Because I know when you're on this side of the camera, you don't always know who is watching. But the fact that you have that steady time slot, we know you have a following, so we know you have viewers. And so it'd be interesting to know. Like,
See, that's hard telling because you go out anywhere,
yeah,
everybody knows who you are. And then if I go with them, like, wait, we know him too, but
yeah.
I don't get recognized. Like,
Well, let me, make this direct appeal. So if you are watching and this is something you keep up with and you are a faithful Jeff Landis follower, let Jeff know, and since he's coming to the end, and show him some love, and it'll be good to know.
it's not the end.
Well, close to the end. Close to the end.
He's lying, don't listen.
So, in any case, but regardless, it'd be good to know,
Yeah.
who's out there and who's.
And how long have they been watching?
Yeah.
yeah, I wonder that too because again, like I said, I had people come up to me before like, oh, I used to watch you back when you were singing, and I'm like, man, and I've been through a lot of crazy stuff, and I'm a very emotional person and stuff like that on Facebook. I post my emotions, and I've gone through some stuff with other people trying to hate on me and try to criticize me and call me names and stuff like that. But a lot of people stuck with me. Again,
Yeah.
there was one time I was going through. I felt like I was. Well, yeah, I work at a restaurant and stuff like that too, and I just felt like I'm a failure and things. And then I was posting on Facebook about it, and I was like, "No, Jeff, you're not a failure. You just gotta keep your head up." And my son JJ, I showed him it. He's like, Dad, you have a lot of supporters.
You do?
And, I don't know, just in my head, because again, like I said, I've been through a lot. We've all been through a lot as kids.
Yeah.
And psychology plays with your head. And it's like, man, so.
Well, then I'm glad I said that, because it is good then for those of you who are out there who are faithful Jeff Landis, watchers, to show some love and to, what's the best way, via your Facebook page, or excuse me, either YouTube page or?
Facebook is the way to get a hold of me, because I like to interact with everybody.
Okay.
I'll hit people up, message them, like, hey, how are you doing? Sometimes I feel bad when people like, are they giving us a signal at all, or I don't see anything?
I don't see anything either.
Oh, okay, I thought I was
They're waving.
Oh, okay.
You never message me. No, I'm kidding.
What are they? I can't see, sorry.
He waved.
6.
Sorry, guys. My vision. That's one thing that's when I get older too. Oh, 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Good thing for editing.
Yes.
But yeah, about the ordained minister thing.
Please. Yes,
Yeah, I want to hear this
My
too.
brother in Boston, he signed up for it. He's like, I signed up. I dare you to sign up. So I paid $49.99 online to do it. So I did it as a joke. I got the paperwork in the mail, and he's like, are you going to keep up on it? I'm like, that depends. Are you? He's like, only if you do. So ever since then, like 2015, we've been ordained ministers. We just never used it.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you did a wedding, but you didn't do a wedding.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I said that's why I got it for, to do a wedding.
Well, reach out to Sean.
There you go.
Yeah.
and we'll film it. We'll film it and we'll send it to you.
Well, see, I want to start a website where I could do it online. Never been done before like that, so I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yes.
We will not stop. Oh, sorry. We will not stop dreaming until we die.
I'm trying to do everything in one lifetime.
You got to, man. One thing that I'm trying to also leave is a legacy too, as well. Because like if I pass away, I know, granted, people forget people and stuff like that. One thing I say whenever I pass away is like, you know what? I've got all these videos. I've got all this access to YouTube and stuff like that, and I always, because I always want to keep an impact on, make sure people remember me. So again, that's my goal, is to make sure when I pass away, my name goes on and on. Because again, there's a lot of people that's from Fort Wayne. That name's what Shelley Long has been going on for on.
Yeah.
Carol Lombard, if you remember Carol Lombard.
Yes.
Trying to think who else. There's a lot of people. in
Yeah,
Fort
yeah.
Wayne that's,
I think I looked up on Wikipedia about all the famous people from Fort Wayne. I was quite surprised. So it's
Yeah,
quite a
you
few.
know the lady from Angie, the cleaning?
Oh, uh huh.
She's from Fort Wayne. She
Okay.
went to Southside.
Okay. Okay.
we have so much talent in this city.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yes, yes, indeed.
And another goal of mine is I wanted to, so a couple of years ago when I was doing a reality show. Now you know me, I used to walk all over everywhere. Now I can barely walk. I mean, I can walk, but it hurts like crazy. But there's a Fort Wayne Walk of Fame.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that or not.
No,
At
I
the
did
Embassy
not.
Theater. I looked down, I seen Shelley Long, Carol Lombard, some other people. I looked down, I was like, I gotta have my name on this. I gotta have my name
You
on this.
know you can get a brick and pay for a brick,
Yeah,
have your name on it.
but I'd rather have my name on that. But
Yeah.
I agree.
But I was like, that's a goal of mine. And then a couple people will get online. You don't deserve it. You haven't done anything. And,
They're haters.
Haters are going to hate.
oh yeah, no,
Haters are going to hate.
They're just mad because they're not
but-
in your shoes.
But for the two of you, again, when you guys are examples of following your dreams, and no dream is too big, and just keep on going, because going back to when you were in 8th grade, talking about I want to be a talk show host, I'm like, okay, go for it. See how far that's going to get you.
And you didn't believe it.
Well, I couldn't have imagined that. But the thing I remember, in fact, my brother, who is 6 years older than me, and I told him I was going to be on your show, and the thing he remembered was your singing. I had forgotten that. And he said, "You mean that kid who used to sing on?" I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, he did." And just, it it says
Talks volumes.
well, it says volumes, but about the courage that it
Yeah.
takes to, go ahead and to do that. So absolutely. You guys have, like I said, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of that particular class, and I would love if there are other people from those years of Geyer, to hear from them. And you mentioned Bobby Quinn. Bobby tried to get a hold of me when I lived in California, and we kept missing each other. And we talked on the phone once, but yeah, I would love to see how he's doing. You're talking about DeAndre and Chris, and just you mentioned Kathy a while ago too. Yeah, I don't know if she's doing well. So, well, again, we're going to be positive. So
That's a different story.
Yeah, right.
we will be positive.
That's a
we
whole
will be positive.
different subject.
Yes. But nonetheless, look at you now, and look what you've accomplished. And I know you still. That does not mean you're finished dreaming. And go for that Walk of Fame. Absolutely, because
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's crazy on how some of the classmates we've had in the past, like Sean Cartwright. We're talking about Cartwright too. Trying to figure out who else made an impact in our classes that we all talked to. DeAndre, of course. He's in Arizona right now.
Okay.
By the way, to the people that I've talked to, say they miss you and hi. So
Good.
DeAndre, I know Chris doesn't know I've interviewed you. Teresa Davenport, she says hi. I ran into her earlier. I'm trying to remember who else said hi. I know DeAndre was a big one.
Yep,
He said, "Tell Mr. Stringfellow I said hi."
Good.
And that's crazy too, because back then I was a bully towards Chris and DeAndre. I don't know if you remember that or not. I think we all were.
Okay.
So I ended up apologizing to him. I'm like, you know what? I'm so sorry. I was being mean. And
Well, kids were being kids, and you guys are now grown men and got your family going on. So indeed.
yeah, I got two boys. They're 17 and 18.
Wow, my goodness.
Yeah, they're. I might as well put it out here right now because this is be pre-recorded. They ended up moving with their mom to Florida.
Okay.
And it's kind of heartbreaking because
Yeah.
they're supposed to be doing a smash together. But again, I'm trying to get them in the entertainment business. But again, it seems like that they don't want to be a part of it. But they said that when I pass away, they want to take over the show because I can't leave nobody else and had a charge. And my wife, she probably didn't know what to do because
Yep.
she doesn't know stuff with entertainment. But it's just crazy how things change.
Yeah, indeed.
Sorry, my
Yes,
voice.
indeedy. Yep.
But yeah, so about you being a pastor and stuff like that. Where's your church at? And just let us know. I
Yeah,
mean, say
so-
if we wanted to come visit you.
Yeah. So there is. Well, you guys know Eminem songs 8 Mile.
Yes.
8 Mile. Okay. So that is the borderline between Detroit, the city, and the suburbs. So my church is at 9 Mile, so just a mile north of the city limits in a city called Ferndale. So it's called Metropolitan Community Church of Detroit because it began in the city of Detroit, but we are now
Suburb.
getting ready to open our new location, hopefully in a month from now. So we're very excited about that. And so Michigan, Detroit in particular, has been my home since, like I said, 2013. I have some really great friends there, and when I lived in California and my mother was getting ill, I wanted to be closer. And so, because obviously hopping on an airplane to come care for your parent is not the best thing to do, not wise. But so yeah, moving to Detroit worked out very well, and and I'm a Midwest boy. It's as I mentioned, California is so expensive, and people ask, like, wow, you left California to go to Detroit? Like, why would you do that? And I was like, well, again, I get nostalgic for friends, but just the cost of living and the hustle and bustle, I don't miss at all. I remember what a loaf of bread and milk would cost, whereas there's, we're going through the gas crisis now. I mean, gas is over $6.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the area. So no, I'm very happy to be back home, at least in the Midwest. And I still have family here at in Fort Wayne, and get to see them. And speaking of weddings, I got to do the wedding of my nephew last summer. So he at the Botanical Gardens. He got married.
Nice.
That's a nice place
yeah.
too.
Yeah, so I was here a year ago for that. So yeah, so quite a few weddings and fortunate funerals. But no, I love being a pastor. I love being a pastor, and I love giving. I've always loved giving back to people, and so that's been my thing.
And you always did that too.
Yep.
Again, today I know I was trying to surprise you, like, hey, here's a little bit of gas money for coming out to the show. I mean, it wasn't much, but again, I was trying to show my appreciation. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Because again, Detroit isn't a block or an hour away. But again, coming from Detroit, I was like, man, that's especially like you said talking about gas, and I was like, I thought I'd try to offer you something.
Yeah. Well, you know what? So I know we just have a couple more minutes, so let me kind of conclude with this. I definitely was going to come. It didn't matter, even if I was further than Detroit, because of all of my students, I can truly say
We're the
Jeff.
favorites. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. But in terms of all of my students, I don't know of any of my students who has accomplished as much as you. And I'm very proud of you. And I wanted to be here in person to express that, and to and you were just an added bonus. I didn't know you were going to be on set, so I'm very grateful.
It just happened because me and Sean was like, do you want to be on? Because again, last time it was just me and you. It's like Sean and I are best friends, and we were both our favorite teachers. So again,
Nah,
like
we're
I
not
said,
friends, we're brothers.
yeah. And again, like I said, when I offered, I was like, but it means a lot that you're doing that again, because
Yeah.
I know gas isn't cheap. And
No, it's not. But something like this is well worth it. And again, I know you love your boys, you love friends and so forth. Relationships are important. And so regardless how many years it's been since we've seen each other, the fact that we can come back together and laugh and remember, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, and have all of those moments, that is just, it's worth it.
Here's another. Not only just this interview that we did today, it was also a bonus moment. So I was talking to one of my friend Dean Robinson right before Mr. Stringfellow came on, and next thing you know, I was like, "Hey, picture." I was like, "Wait." So Mr. Stringfellow was
I was trying to photobomb you.
Yeah, so he photobombed him like, oh crap! So I took the phone down, gave him a big hug. I was like, oh my god! And I was like, all right, let's just take one together, all three of us together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's another, but I'm very, very humble that you came down. And again,
Yes.
like I said, it's been years since we've actually all hung out, and you were doing your job and we were just teenagers. But I know you took us out to eat one time at Cheddar's. Well, let's talk
I
about
don't
that.
even remember that.
I remember that. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I do remember.
That was
I
in
remember.
1999 with all three.
It was after you guys had left Geyer, and we were, because like Bobby was there, and some like DeAndre and some others. So yeah, I remember that.
I don't even remember that.
So we went there, and then the bus buyer, the server, was like, "Hey, you're Jeff Landis," and you guys and Mr. Stringfellow looked at me. Sorry, I keep calling you Mr. Stringfellow. Looked at me, he's like, "Man, people still know who you are and what you do. How does that make you feel?" That made me feel good. So again, you witnessed it for the first
I
time.
sure
and
did.
it's like,
I sure did.
it's just a great feeling, Like I said, I have several moments. I would love to. So I've been to New Haven, filmed in there because they tore that school down. Been on Southside. They had to open up the open house days. I told my memories there. I would love, before I actually finish the show, or at least do like a segment over at Geyer. I would love to do a segment in your classroom, but I don't remember what classroom you
I
were.
do.
I remember, but it's a different building now, so it's Tolles Middle School, and I have not worked for Fort Wayne Community Schools in eons, so I don't even have the pull to even get through the front door. So.
But that would just be cool to see the classroom again, because you had a big classroom.
I did.
I remember right where it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go in the door, take a right, go all the way to the end, take a left, go down about 3 doors, it's right on the left.
Oh wow! And I was also before we did the show too. there's a website where you can put your school's thing on your shirt and stuff like that, or jersey or whatever. So I seen Geyer, but it didn't say Blazers. So I was like, well, I'll try to get something made, Geyer Blazers thing made.
Yeah.
Get like a Geyer Blazers made thing for the show.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything Geyer Blazers like. So I should have done is take a picture of the yearbook itself, but again I had things written on it. But I was like, nah, people are like, because when you had crushes on different kind of, well, how it is back then we did that. But I was like, man, I wish I would have had that Geyer logo thing.
Indeed.
The way that we went for the show. I know we're gonna wrap it up, man. So it's crazy. Before we wrap it up,
Yep.
we were supposed to go a half hour. So me and Sean and Mr. Stringfellow were talking like, why don't we just do more than that? So again, this was definitely worth being the semi-main event. I'm going with the Sean semi-main event show before my proper show. But
you say that now.
But the only way, you're good. But the only way that I will come back for another show is if I have a big name celebrity on.
Well, there you go.
Or
I'm already here.
Or somebody that's a big to me. I would do another show again.
Very good.
So I would like to, okay, gotcha. I would like to thank everybody who's helped me out today. Wesley, Paul, John O'Rourke. He used to he used to be part of B106 back in the day. You remember B106, the radio station? He was the general manager back then. Now he's the official manager for here.
Okay.
He helped out with all the lighting and everything else today. Sean.
I thought it was just because I was there.
All right. Thank you for being my co-host. I was like, Sean, do you want to be on? He's like,
No, you're racist.
he's just, you know how Sean is, sense of humor is.
I know Sean.
So I was like, why don't we just add you on? And then, thank you for coming from all the way from Detroit.
Indeed.
I know we were talking about coming in a couple weeks later and then we could get a studio. But again, I'm so blessed and thankful. I'm getting a wrap-up sign. I can go on for days and days. Anything you guys will say before we go?
Good seeing you again, and hopefully see you in the future.
Yeah, well, and I say keep on keeping on, fellas. Keep doing some great work and being positive.
Trying. Also, where's your church at again? Just in case if I want to visit.
Metropolitan Community Church of Detroit. It's in Ferndale, and you can just Google MCC Detroit for short.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys later. Paul's doing some the backflips to tell me to wrap it up. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
like a shadow.
We were just randomly walking down the street and just saw her. I should turn it.